Hi, my friends. Okay, so we're going to hear a little bit more about Perseus and Medusa. And today we are going to focus on root words. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the root of the problem. Badum. Okay. So, here we have our goals for the day. Um, and some of our goals include using reading strategies to help us understand Perseus and the quest for Medusa's head, draw inferences about Perseus and the quest for Medusa's head, and cite evidence from the text that supports those inferences. And an inference, remember, is just an educated guess. We can also identify and describe different kinds of conflict in the reading, and we can determine the theme or the central idea of the text and how it is conveyed through these specific details, and most importantly, determine the root and the meaning of root words. Well, before we begin, what are root words? Hmm. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can get that figured out. Okay, so let me move myself up here. A root word, a root word is um, the base of a word in the English language, just like here we have the roots. Okay, it's everything that the word will grow off of. So many English words are formed by taking basic words and adding combinations of prefixes and suffixes to them. So don't worry too much right now about a prefix or a suffix. We will get to that. So no big deal. But a root word, again, is the main part of a word. It has the very strong foundation on which we can attach different endings, which is the soil, and beginnings, so the flower. Okay? It's just like with a plant. All plants have roots. So all words have root words as well. Now, a root word can also be a word all by itself. It does not necessarily need any prefixes or suffixes to attach to it. So a root word can be all alone. And we get most of our root words from the Greek and Latin languages. Now, Old English, okay, before, way before, um, it sounded very, very different. English is actually a Germanic or German based language. Okay. So Old English would sound very much like this. Dort, wo die Nacht keine Morgen kennt, vermisse ich dich. Über den Dächern, was ist auch kalt und so still. Okay. Um, so modern English, what we speak is very mishmash. Okay. It's all mushed together. And we have influences from Greek, we have influences from Latin, we have influences from the Visigoths, from the Nordics, from the Britons, from the Saxons, from the Anglos. So we have a lot of different parts and pieces that make up English. And we get a lot of our root words and a lot of our prefixes and suffixes from Greek and Latin. Okay, so here, my friends, we have some examples of common root words and their meanings. So if we have, for example, the word multi, okay, if we have the word multi, then we have many. And some common words that are based off of multi is multiply. So when we multiply in math class, and multimedia, okay? Next, we also have odd, and odd means to hear. You guys see my headphones on, so this way I can hear myself teaching and record myself. So odd means to hear. So we have audience, or people who hear or listen, and auditorium, which is a place that we can see and hear. Okay. Next, we have cent, and that means 100. So remember in social studies how we talked about how a century was 100 years? Well, here we are. Here is a century. And we also have centimeter. Okay. Next, we have fract. Fract, and that means to break. And some common words that we are familiar with, bringing back math, is fraction. Okay, so we have fraction, which is where we break apart a number. Think again of pizza. So we have a whole pizza. If we take a slice out, then we have a fraction. And another one that we're kind of familiar with is fracture. And fracture happens when we break a bone. So if you've ever had a broken arm or a broken hand or a broken leg or a broken foot, you have fractured or broken that bone. Okay. Next, we have auto. Okay. And auto means self. Self. Some common words that we are familiar with auto is automobile. So it is self-mobile. It powers itself. It doesn't need a horse or an ox or a cow or anything to pull it. It is self-powered. We also have autobiography, okay? And an autobiography, cheese and crackers, I'm getting all tongue-tied. An autobiography is a book about yourself. You wrote the book about yourself. Then we have bio, and bio means life. Now, we haven't quite gotten there yet. And when you get into high school, you'll hear this a lot. But we have the subject of biology. And biology means the study of life. Okay. And we also have biography, which is a story about someone's life. Okay. Next, we have hydro, and that means water. Okay. So, some common words that we would be familiar with is hydration. So, we are drinking water, and dehydrate. We are losing water, we're getting rid of it. Okay. And I'm actually going to take a drink of my water now. Gotta stay hydrated. Water is good. All right. Then we have therm, and therm means heat. Okay. So some words that we would have that we would be familiar with is thermal. So, when it gets real cold out and you wear lots of layers, you might wear a thermal shirt or a shirt that helps keep the heat inside. And then we have thermometer. And a thermometer measures heat. Okay? Meter, measure of heat. Okay? So once we learn to identify the different root words and the different prefixes and suffixes and how everything kind of starts mishmashing together, we can actually determine what unknown words means very, very easily. Okay, so I have a short video that we're going to take a look at. Okay, and turn that off. Here we go. Maybe. Really? Maybe I have to push it over here. There we go. I had to push it over here. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to Latin and Greek root words. In this video, you'll learn tricks for spelling, reading, and understanding the meaning of words. Before watching this video, be sure to watch the video called prefixes and the one called suffixes. Then come back to this one.
We're going a little out of order. It's
You
okay.
already know that prefixes are groups of letters that come before a word that change the meaning of the word, and that suffixes are a group of letters that come after a word to also change the meaning of a word. In this video, we will look at the main words, or the root words, that prefixes and suffixes are often attached to. It's important to know word origins, or roots, to help you spell, read, and understand the meaning of words. When you know the Latin, Greek, or French meaning of the word, you will better understand the English meaning. Be careful though. Not all root words are words by themselves. Many need prefixes or suffixes to be actual words. Let's look at some example of root words. The root word by is Greek for to or twice. Can you figure out how to read these words then? Can you also figure out their meaning? Since cycle means to pedal in a circular motion, and by means two, this word means two pedals in circular motions. We know it as this object. We ride with two pedals and also two wheels, called a bicycle. Since focal has to do with focusing the eyes, and bi means two, this word means two lenses used to focus with the eyes, or bifocals. Let's look at another root word. Inter is the Latin root meaning between or among. The word international then means between nations. The word internet means between networks. Fun, isn't it? Ist is a Latin root word, specifically from the French, that means someone who does. In English, we have dropped the final E in this root. A person who styles is called a stylist. A person who works with flowers is called a florist. A person who plays the guitar is called a guitarist. What would a person who cares for teeth be called? Yes, a dentist. Dent means teeth in French as well. Do you see how knowing the meaning of root words helps you understand the meaning of the whole word? It will also help you spell the words when you want to write them. Here are some common root words. Can you guess their meanings? It would be impossible to memorize all the root words in the English language, but you can practice some of the more popular roots in our fun games. Until next time, always be clever.
Just a cute little video right there, telling us a little bit more about some Greek and Latin root words. Okay, so let's take a look here and see if we can determine what each root word is in the following words. So let me get my handy dandy highlighter pulled up here. And let's see. I think blue will stand out nicely. Okay, so let's look at this first one here. So first off, we have youngster. Okay, so first off, we have youngster. And I want you guys to take a second, pause the video, and see if you can identify the root word of youngster. Go ahead, pause now. Okay, my friends, if you still need a second, that's fine. But our root word for youngster is young. Is young. And you know what? I don't like that. So let me actually erase that and I'll pull up my pen. That should be better. And boop. Okay. So our root word for youngster is the word young. Very nice. All right. So what about the second one? Action. What is the root word for action? Go ahead, pause the video for a second. Okay, my friends, if you still need some time, go ahead and pause again. However, our root word for action is act. Nice. What about dislike? Number 3, right here. Dislike. What is the root word for dislike? Go ahead and pause the video, and when you think you got it, come on back. Okay, my friends, so the root word for dislike is like. Okay? What about children? What is the root word for children? Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure that one out. Okay, my friends, if you still need a second, that is a-okay. The root word for children is child. And you hear how the pronunciation changes a little bit? We have children and we have child. Okay? So root words can be a little bit tricky that way. So do watch out for that. Okay, next we have slowest. What's the root word for slowest? Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Okay, my friends. So the root word for slowest is slow. Nice job. Oh, and speaking of, what about the root word for nicely? What is the root word for nicely? Go ahead and pause that video and then come on back when you think you got it. Okay, so the root word for nicely is ba 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 ba, nice. Nice, right? Okay, what about addition? What about addition? What's that root word there? Go ahead, pause that video and then come on back. Okay, my friends, if you said the root of addition is add, you are correct. You got it. Yay! What about careful? What about careful? Go ahead, pause that video and then come on back when you think you got it. Okay, my friends, if you said the root word for careful is care, you are correct. Whoops, I kind of went down there a little at the end. That's okay. I'm trying to draw with my mouse. Okay. What about this next to last one here? What about preview? What about preview? What is the root word or the base word for preview? What do you think? Go ahead, pause that video and then come on back. Okay, my friends, if you said the root word for preview is view, you are correct. Woohoo! All right, and then we have our last one. What about unfriendly? What about unfriendly? What is that root word there? Go ahead, take a minute. Let's pause the video. And then when you think you got it, come on back. Okay, my friends, if you said the root word for friendly was friend, you are correct. Yay! You guys are so smart. All right. So let's keep on practicing, shall we? Turn off my pen. Okay. So in class kick, You will find the link for this assignment in your week 13 IXL ELA class. Okay. In class kick, you're going to be working on getting to the root of the word. So there's about 11 or 12 words that you have to identify the root of the word on, just like we did just now. Okay. And when you are finished, please make sure that you take a screenshot of your work, or you could download it from Class Kick as well. And make sure you're uploading that to the Dropbox. So this way your teacher, me, knows that you are finished. And isn't this just a cute little Medusa? She's looking the other way, and then her little snake hair here is going out of her drink. Silly snake. Also, can't forget this. We are going to IXL it out. Woohoo! And I'm actually going to take and move this over here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so we are actually going to go ahead and IXL it out. And what I mean by that is go ahead and log into IXL. Under recommendations, suggestions from your teacher, click on the book icon. And then you're going to choose use Greek and Latin roots as clues to the meanings of words. Don't forget, learn with an example. And you guys are going to do great. I know you are. Work for about 30 minutes or until you get a trophy or a ribbon. Now, before you click off, don't click off just yet. Here is a little rundown of your assignments. Okay, so first off, make sure you complete the class kick assignment. The link is in your week 13 IXL ELA class. Then complete your IXL assignment, which is also in the week 13 IXL ELA class. And then make sure you are listening to the rest of the myth, Perseus and the quest for Medusa's head. Bum, bum, bum. I have embedded the links in the week 13 IXL ELA course, but you can also listen to them on YouTube. Okay, my friends. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so smart, and I love getting to teach you guys. Okay, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to give me an email and let me know. Okay? All right, my friends, I will see you guys later, alligator. Bye.